The headline said Black Friday was a record-breaking frenzy. They lied. The truth is that Americans bought fewer items, paid higher prices, and launched a quiet revolution with their wallets. I am Sylvia Salazar, and this is Breaking the Feed. Black Friday wasn't the shopping frenzy the headlines made it sound like. People actually bought less. They just paid more because everything is still expensive. But here's what mattered. People made intentional choices. They didn't reward corporations that sold out their values. They shifted their money towards small businesses and people they trust. Families are stretched, money is tight, and even with all of that, people still said, if I'm spending anything, I'm not going to do it with them. That was the real story, not a splurge, a shift. Welcome back to Breaking the Feed. The glasses are back because I don't think you like me without glasses. People. Okay, I appreciate the nerdy look, but my episode without glasses did not so good. So I was like, well, maybe I need to bring the glasses again. But okay, all jokes aside, I am happy to be back and I'm excited to talk about this, even though it's already past Black Friday and the shopping frenzy week. I think we need to do a little bit of a follow-up. And I'm actually going to share with you some of the small businesses that I have recently discovered. And I am wearing one of them. So stay tuned to hear more because I cannot wait to tell you. And that leads me right into the comment question of the day because I want to know what small businesses you recommend. Here's the thing. I still have some presents that I haven't bought for some friends and for people that I really love. And I need all the advice I can get. Okay? So please drop in the comments below your suggestions. And if you want to know the ones that I'm recommending, like the one I'm wearing, I'm going to try to do some accents later on, so stay tuned. As I said, I'm kind of excited to talk about this because I love when we get the receipts and we get encouraged that our actions are meaningful. We need to talk about this We Ain't Buying It campaign that both Breaking the Feed and The Dangerous Ones covered in our shows, right? Because as you remember, there was an entire campaign called We Ain't Buying It where we asked people to avoid shopping at Amazon, Target, and Home Depot because of how they have been involved in corporate greed and helping ICE run raids at their stores and things like that, right? You remember all of this? So we need to talk about what really happened on Black Friday because people were not excited about the deals, especially not from the big corporations. We're all dealing with higher costs. So people bought fewer items, but we paid more for them. The real headline that I have not seen is that a lot of people changed where they spent their money. So it turns out that there's a directory called the Little Blue Cart. Basically, it's like a list of anti-Trump, pro-community small businesses. They saw a 400% spike in shopper actions, which sounds awesome, right? And there's another app that helps people find Black-owned businesses, and they saw a huge jump in downloads. So those are really good signs. Now, national polls show that people plan to spend more at small businesses this season. And honestly, that has also been the case at our house. Like I told you, I found a store where I bought this t-shirt and other stores where I spent some money during Black Friday to Cyber Monday. And I skipped where I usually would go for presents, which honestly used to be Target and Amazon. And I just want you to know that even small shifts in our spending patterns matter. And I'm not talking about pennies, because when it's all of us together, it makes a huge difference. So a new report predicts that 109 billion billion is heading straight to small businesses this holiday season. $109 billion. That is a 44% jump from last year. That's a lot of money. And that's money that's going to real people in our towns or, that own small businesses. It's not about making rich CEOs even richer, right? So that they can go from their yacht to their private plane. No. Because we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. But anyway, let's talk about some of these big retail stores. Because I told you, I used to get some of my presents at Target. I used to get a lot of stuff at Target. It's very convenient, right? Target's stock is not doing so well. Their foot traffic stayed flat. And apparently, they tried to lure people into their stores with some goodie bag that was full of free stuff. That did not move the needle, people. It did not. Like I said, they tried to bribe people with the bag of cheap toys. And, well, I don't know if you saw what happened, but my friend Whitney did a great job calling it out. Just watch this.
This is so embarrassing. You mean to tell me that you crossed the picket line of a boycott that's been going on for months to boycott the rollback of policies that would protect marginalized people, marginalized workers? For this? This is embarrassing. Uno cards, a fun size of nerds, and whatever the rest of this is, in an iridescent tote that you will likely fold up and keep in the back of your car or in your kitchen somewhere with the rest of the dozens of totes that you probably have. What? Some of y'all would have carried y'all happy tails right on that bus during the Montgomery bus boycott if they would have handed you a measly t-shirt. If they haven't shown you how they really feel about you as consumers, then I don't know, this is crazy. And you stood 5 hours? I think I'll keep my integrity, thanks. Because what is this?
Okay, so let's zoom out for a little bit. Because here's the thing. I learned that we've seen this pattern before. Turns out that in the midterm election of 1890, yes, 1890. Is that how you say it? 1890, as I would say in Spanish. The Republican Party raised tariff rates and everybody, everyday prices shot up. And women noticed because guess what? They were the ones that handled the household shopping and the budgets. So back then, they couldn't vote, right? But I guess they told their husbands, everything costs more because of the Republican tariffs. And men were the ones who could vote. And they voted based on the strain that their families were actually feeling. So the Republicans lost. And instead of taking responsibility, they blamed the shopping woman. Dun, dun, dun. The women, guess what? Didn't let that get to them. Instead, they organized. So they built what became the National Consumers League, using collective buying power to demand fair prices, safer workplaces, and accountability. Ta-da! So fast forward to today, people are being intentional again, choosing businesses that show up for their communities and walking away from the ones that don't. Again, whenever it is possible. I'm not judging you if you need to go to these stores for some reason, as we have explained before. So I have to be honest, I have been kind of enjoying this little exercise of learning about new businesses or shops because, again, I'm going to confess to you, it was very convenient and it was very comfortable to just pull out my phone and go, boop, 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 put things in my cart, and then they would instantly arrive at my house. Well, now I have to do maybe a little bit more work to get things, but the fact that I am now supporting small businesses honestly feels really good. Even if you have to wait a few more days to get your purchases, It is a very good feeling when you know you're supporting a small business. And speaking of small businesses, let's do a quick pause. We're going to pretend that we're going into commercial break because I'm going to tell you about the goodies that I have been shopping. Okay? Mark, can you do like a commercial break here? Mark! I don't know how to do it as James and Tiffany do. Mark! Okay, so I told you there's this t-shirt that I'm wearing that says practice radical empathy. This thing arrived like 15 minutes ago. I have been waiting all day to record because I was waiting for the mail to arrive. This is from a store. Here's where you're going to make fun of me. This is very hard for me to pronounce. Bitter Southerner. Bitter Southerner. I'm the spicy Southerner Latina, okay? Bitter Southerner. Anyway, it's a media company and they have a shop with tons of t-shirts and flags and like things for your house that are lovely. We are values aligned. Absolutely love them. The t-shirt feels really good. They have tons. Let me show you another one that I bought that you're going to watch. You're going to see me wearing in a couple days. Hold on. Read banned books. Heck yeah. Another one that I learned about is Mama Bear's Sweet Treats. They are a cookie company and their like slogan is joy is an act of resistance. Now, if you are following me on Instagram, you know that I got these on Friday. I've already started eating them. Nick hasn't told me which flavor he wants, but I am willing to drive to the Dangerous One studios and do a little bit of a delivery. The cookies are really, really good. In fact, my dog wanted to eat one. Fun fact number 2, my dog is right here in the studio, and I'm going to send a photo of him to James and Tiffany so they can share it. And the third store that I want to share is called Kind Cotton, and they sell this hoodie that my friend gave me. By the way, we're not sponsored by any of these brands. Like, I bought these t-shirts. A friend sent me the cookies. A friend gave me this hoodie, but they're all small stores. This one, for every purchase you make, they donate a book to a child. So they're very values aligned, definitely values aligned. So you can check them out. We'll put all the links in the description. Commercial break is over. Okay, so the whole point is that this whole thing adds up to we ain't buying it wasn't just like a weekend boycott. It showed that people are actively changing how they spend. And maybe, like me, you've been doing that in some of these stores like Target for a while now, since January, because of their policies around DEI. But I want to tell you a little bit more about the We Ain't Buying It campaign, because more than 200 organizations joined the push. So this was a collective effort. The content that was created around this boycott reached tens of millions of people. And over 40,000 people actively went to the website and said, yes, I want to be more intentional with my dollar. So they signed the pledge. 40,000 people signed, but way more people participated. So people didn't just pull back from certain corporations. They redirected money towards businesses they trust. And I can tell you, I did so. My friends did so. And as I told you earlier, these small shifts really matter because small businesses are living the same economic pressures that we are. They don't have yachts. They don't have planes, but they're the ones that keep our entire economy going and our cities moving forward, and they're the ones that we can connect with. So this whole thing just really warms me up seeing these numbers because it means that people are paying attention. And remember, this is not the first time this happened. Very interesting hearing about the 1890 midterm elections. People are making choices on purpose, and they're not buying from corporations that they think can sell out on communities and still get our money. One personal story that I wanted to share about my shopping choices. This is not specifically supporting a smaller business, but definitely staying away from Amazon and Target. My daughter needed a birthday present for a friend, and she wanted to get her like a little Lego set. In a previous life, the easiest thing would have been to go boop, beep, beep, beep on Amazon, and it would have arrived at my house like in a couple days, right? Or I could have driven to Target, 10-minute drive, go to the store, get it, and that's it. But I was really trying to avoid those two stores. This was a while ago. And instead, we decided to go to the mall, to the actual Lego store. And yes, it took way more time than it would have taken to press 3 buttons and have this thing arrive at my house. But we went on a mom-daughter shopping date, let's call it. And we had such a fantastic time. We had conversations. I heard about like some stories about the school, the classmates, what the boys are doing, what the girls are saying, class dynamics. It was a really, really sweet experience. And it made me realize that I was missing out on these things because of the convenience of shopping online. So I don't know if you've ever experienced that or if you have any interesting stories that you would like to share about redirecting your money, how supporting a small business made a huge difference. I'm sure everybody here at the Danger Zones would love to hear those stories in the comments, or please share them with us, because remember, this is a very, very special network. You have a way to reach us. We listen to every single voicemail. We read every email. And our phone number is 503-212-4600. You can call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can also email me at shout@breakingthefeed.com. The other thing I wanted to remind everybody about is that the Dangerous Ones are starting to do some live shows. I asked you all if you wanted me to do our live show, and nobody responded. Little tear. No, I'm kidding. I'm honestly messing with you. That is our show for today. Remember, the headlines are moving fast, but the real story is about the people showing up and pushing back. If you learned something new, if you enjoyed this episode, if you like learning about the new stores that you may be checking out, please remember to share the episode, subscribe, bring somebody along with you. And I am Sylvia Salazar. This is Breaking the Feed on the Dangerous Ones Network. And this year, we ain't buying it. Ciao.